Hi, and welcome to Cailen Ascher Live. I am so happy to have you joining me here. I am in the lovely state of Maine on a family vacation, but I didn't want to let you guys down and not show up. So I have a great show planned for you today. I actually have one of our community members joining me, Shayla, and she is going to be offering us some really extraordinary advice about goal setting. So I want to give you a little bit of background about her and then invite her in so she can teach us today's lesson. So Shayla is living a self-fulfilling and extraordinary life and has always been a goal of hers. With an insatiable ache to travel, she has finally made her dreams a money-making reality. We all want to know how to do that, right? Turn our dreams into a profitable passion. So from secret dreams to plans to the execution, she is a doer in every sense of the word. And that is one of the things I love about this community, that we are all dreamers, but we're also doers. We have both components and we want action so that we can make our dreams come true. So currently, really cool, she is in Costa Rica teaching yoga at a surf camp until she heads off to lead a yoga retreat in a different part of Costa Rica. So if that sounds good to you, if that sounds kind of amazing to spend time in a beautiful destination teaching yoga, obviously we can learn some things from this girl. So she's here with us today to share some of her goal setting techniques. And she's going to be sharing stuff that's actually worked for her. And I'm going to be sharing some tips about goal setting that have worked for me. So you're going to be getting real life examples that actually work. I know that a lot of us set these lofty goals or even small goals for ourselves only to find ourselves falling away from them. So today's show is going to really help you if you feel like you're kind of stuck in that place of goal setting, but not goal achieving. So let's invite Shayla in. Hey, how are you? Uh-oh, it looks like she froze. Let's see. Hey, Shayla, are you there? Okay. It looks like Shayla dropped off the call for a minute. Hopefully she'll be able to call right back in. But in the meantime, I want to share just a couple tips of my own that have worked for me with goal setting. So something that I find that really works for me is that instead of keeping my goals a secret and keeping them just to myself, if I share them with other people and let them know what I've got going on in my kind of secret master plan world, it holds me accountable. Because when you share your goals, you're putting them out there and other people are going to start asking you about them and wondering about these plans that you have for yourself and your business, whatever they may be. If you're going to plan a workshop or some kind of online program, or you're going to start blogging, or you want to build your website, when you put that goal out there and put it out into the world, then people will rally around you and you'll realize that people come out of the woodwork also to support you in that goal. So you'll see that people step forward and give you advice that you never would have been able to come up with on your own, or blogs or people that you should connect with, or books that you should read, or tools that you should access. And you'll realize that there's this whole network of support around your goals. And I think that's a really important thing for us to remember, that when we have these goals for ourselves, they affect other people in our lives as well. And when we achieve our goals, we help others and we set an example for others. And so there's often this rallying of support when people see that you want to do good and you have really amazing things that you have your sights set on. People want to see you succeed. And so when you share your goals with others, you're really setting yourself up for success, because you are able to better achieve them with the support of the community. So I think that's an important thing to remember. It's something that's worked for me, worked really well. I remember the first time I was putting together an online program, I announced that I was going to be launching my first online course in September. And this was back a few years ago, and I told everyone about it in like June or July. And so the course wasn't built yet, the program wasn't done, but I knew that by telling people about it, it was going to propel me forward and move me towards that big goal. So I think that is a really important takeaway, that if you have this kind of secret goal that you've been sitting on for a while, put it out there, put it out into the world, share it with other people. And I think you'll be really surprised about how much more real it instantly feels when you tell people about it. So I'm going to pause just for a minute now that I've shared that first tactic. Try to get Shayla back on the call. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I was wondering if something like this might crop up because she's joining me from a remote scenic location in Costa Rica, so I'm guessing the Wi-Fi isn't great. So I apologize. You're going to see me doing a little bit of work here trying to get her back on the call. So just hang in with me, or if you're watching the replay, you can just fast forward through this little bit. Okay, so I sent Shayla another invite, so hopefully she'll be able to pop on the call with us. If not, I'm really sorry if you guys miss out on hearing from her, because she is a remarkable girl. She is so active in the Facebook group, and she's always offering great feedback to everyone else. She's so supportive, and like I said, she is a master when it comes to goal setting. She has set her sights on some really big things, like teaching yoga in beautiful remote locations and making it happen for herself. So as we're waiting to see if she can join in, I'm going to move on and share another one of my tips for goal setting to help you achieve the big goals you set for yourself. And that is to be really specific. And this is something that it took me a while to wrap my head around. I would set a goal of make more money this month, or get more clients, or get more blog readers, or write more. But without being really specific and really clear, it's so easy to fall away from that goal because you don't really have a sense of when you've reached it or when you haven't. But if you say, I want to get 5 new clients in the next 3 months, or I want to have my first online program planned in the next 3 months, and once I have it planned, I want to get 15 students in that program, or I want to make an extra $800 in the next 4 weeks, so that would be $200 a week. And when you get really specific about it, you can think in a more tactical way about how to break down those big goals. So let's say, for example, you want to get 2,000 people on your email list and you're currently at 500. And you think, okay, I'm going to set my sights on for the next 8 months to get 1,500 people. So then you break it down. So that's roughly 200 people a month. Okay, so what can I do to get me those 200 people a month? Can I guest post? Can I pitch myself? You have something concrete to hang your hat on, to set your sights on, and you can move forward in that way towards that specific goal. And you become much more likely to reach your goal because you've specified exactly what you're hoping to reach, instead of having this wishy-washy, uncertain goal set ahead of you. So I really encourage you that when you sit down to plan out your goals, that you think narrow, move inward, and put down numbers, specifics, anything that makes it more tangible and more real. And then, to go back to my first tip, share it with people. Let people know what you've got going on, because maybe one of your online yoga business friends is working on some really great program or freebie or webinar or interview series that they're going to ask you to be a part of once they realize what your goals are, what your intentions are for your business. So having those two pieces together, being specific about your goals and not being afraid to share them, they play off of one another, and they'll definitely help you move forward towards reaching your goals. And something else that I've done personally that I think is a really cool strategy, and it's something that if you want to get really specific about your goals, this isn't necessarily the way you want to go about it, but it's something you can play with for some of those goals that you just kind of want to float out there and not be too attached to. So certain business goals, yes, you have to be very tactical, you have to be very clear. And then maybe there's some business hopes and dreams, like a really cool purpose-driven entrepreneur that you've been hoping to connect with. Something you might want to play with is what I call, and what I used to actually belong to a group, it's called Write It So. And you write your goal, your vision, your intention down in a notebook or whatever, and you just kind of release it there. So for example, like I was saying, if you wanted to connect with this certain purpose-driven entrepreneur whose business you really admire, you think they would be a great kind of mastermind buddy, but maybe you've been a little intimidated to reach out to them, just write down in your journal, maybe even in the present tense, I had such a great business chat with so-and-so. We talked about this. She's so cool. I think she's going to be a great business buddy. She offered me fabulous advice. And just journal as if it's already happened. And then set it aside, let it go, and just notice what starts to happen when you start writing down these business hopes and dreams. I think you'll be surprised if you go back in a month or 2 months or 3 months and look at some of these just kind of hopes and dreams that you put out there. When you put them down on paper, again, something shifts about the energy and it makes them so much more likely to manifest. And maybe it doesn't occur in the exact way that you thought, but it comes into your life in a really beneficial, maybe even more beneficial way than you could have possibly planned, because you didn't have that hard and fast attachment to it. And this actually happened for my mom. There's a cool story that she had been, her car was having tons of trouble, and then she and my dad just had one car that they were sharing and trying to figure out who got the car when, and it was getting complicated. So she just wrote down in her journal something about how it was so nice that she had a car, and a new car came her way, and it was exactly what she needed, and and I didn't know anything about this. And my husband got a new car, and we decided to just give her our old car because we didn't need it any longer. He had a new one and we knew she needed one. And so she shows up and we have a little box and we wrapped the keys and gave it to her. And she was totally blown away. And she's like, just a few weeks ago, I wrote down how I wished I had a new car would come into my life. She didn't even really know that my husband was looking at a new car. And lo and behold, a car arrives in her life. So maybe she was picturing some beautiful, sleek Mercedes-Benz, and she got a little old Chevy, but nonetheless, she got a car and she wrote it down. And so really interesting things can manifest in your life. And I'm sure you've heard the teaching that the universe knows the quickest, best way for things to arrive in your life. And the quickest, best way for her to get a car was to get our old one. And it worked for her. So with that story delivered, I'm going to check one more time on Shayla, see if we can get her on the call. And otherwise, I'll start wrapping up the teaching and let you guys know about this month's challenge. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I sent one more invite to Shayla. Hopefully she can jump on the call at the very end, but if not, please seek her out in the Facebook group. Like I said, she is a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. She is so helpful. She's always giving everybody feedback, and she actually was able to do this show with me because she won one of, I think it was February's challenge, and she made some amazing yoga videos for her yoga students, and she won the month's challenge. And I asked her if she'd please come on the call. unfortunately it's not working out. Maybe we can see if we can get her on for July and get some information from her then, because I know she has so much to offer. She gave me a rundown of what she wanted to talk about, and there was so much good stuff in it. So I apologize that you just have me rambling at you today, but I hope that still some of the things I shared with you will give you some new approaches to goal setting and new thoughts about it. Like I said, sharing your goals with others and being really specific about them are great ways to accomplish tactical business goals. And then playing with this concept of kind of writing it so, and things that maybe you're not as attached to, things that don't have to happen right away. See what it happens to be a little softer about them. Write them down, maybe put together some vision boarding, things like that, and see how that works for you. We all have to find our own path, see what works best for us, what motivates us. That's a huge piece of goals, accomplishing our goals, is to stay in that place of motivation and to do the work even when the motivation subsides a little bit, because you'll find new motivation in working on your goals. Sometimes we wait for motivation to hit before we work on things. And when we stay in that place, we can be waiting forever. But if we just start doing things, if we just start chipping away at these big goals, you'll notice that these waves of creative inspiration and motivation and drive and passion and all that good stuff that we need to move forward in our lives and businesses start coming into your life when you just start doing the work and start moving in the direction of your dreams. So our challenge for this month, Shayla came up with it. I love it. It is to work on a vision board, or work on your vision board if you already have one. So set aside some time to get pictures off the internet, pull them out of magazines, however you like to work it, paint, draw, whatever works for you. Get some quotes, really nice words that work for you. Put it together on a vision board, snap a picture of it, and put it into the Facebook group. Shayla and I are going to be dropping in and out. We want to see what you guys are working on, and we're going to pick a winner from this month. I'm not sure how we'll pick the best vision board. I think they'll all be fabulous, but we're looking for some really inspirational stuff. So post your picture, and then the winner is going to get a goodie bag from Shayla. It's actually the goodie bag that she is sharing with everyone at her yoga retreat in Costa Rica, and it includes a beautiful bracelet, a journal, let's see what else, the Power of Now book, and a Tiki 20% off coupon for some of those products. So if that is something you're interested in, it sounds like a lot of wonderful goodies. I know the Power of Now book is remarkable, really good read. Everyone needs a journal. You can use it for some of the stuff we've been talking about today. Hop on over to the Facebook group. If you're not already a member, head on over there. I'll make sure I approve your membership right away so you can participate, and share a picture of your vision board. Probably a lot of you already have them already, but if you haven't looked at it in a while, touch it up, add some new pictures, and then share it with us, because we're all in this to help one another, to be a support for one another, and to manifest our best lives and our best businesses. So as always, I thank you for being with me. I apologize again that we had some technical difficulties. Shayla and I were test running right before we got on the call. Everything was working fine, so I'm not sure what happened, but I'm going to try to connect with her and see if I can bring her in for maybe another teaching in the future, because I think she's a very worthwhile connection for all of you to have in our purpose-driven entrepreneur community. And as always, if you have some questions you want answered on Cailen Ascher Live, post them in the Facebook group, send me an email, and let me know, because I want to be covering the topics you want to know about. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.